So what is happening in Zimbabwe right now that makes this conference necessary?
Well, this conference comes at a very important, very critical time in Zimbabwean history. Zimbabwe, for the last several years, has been characterized by economic collapse and by politically motivated violence. What has happened since the unity government has come has been an almost miraculous turnaround in the economy. I mean, we've gone from World Bank estimated 500 billion% inflation in 2008 to 5% today. We have a space for civil society groups that never existed before. We have unemployment rates in Zimbabwe going from 90% in 2008 to 70%. We have economic growth in Zimbabwe going from 7 years of continuous decline to 4% growth last year and an estimated 6% growth over the next 3 years. So clearly there's been a great deal of success. I mentioned that there is space now for civil society groups that had not existed beforehand. This is particularly critical in light of two major events coming up next year. One is the introduction of a brand new constitution. So there is a process going on of constitutional reform. And in fact, the outreach is beginning officially. It begins in April of this year and will continue until February next year when the new constitution is introduced. This is very, very important because the future of Zimbabwe is what's at stake here. And secondly, that we're getting information that there will be elections in early next year, which again are obviously important. So our conference is coming at a critical time. We need an important debate and discussion over the future of Zimbabwe.
So when is the conference and what is it trying to achieve?
The conference will be held on April 15th and 16th here in Washington, D.C. at the Kellogg Center. It's on 800 Florida Avenue. We invite everybody to come. It's going to be important. We're trying to break away from the false extremes that continue to characterize the political debate in Africa. Those false extremes are the all-or-nothing approach that so many people take. They're the beloved leader who can do no wrong versus the opposition that hates everything that they see in front of them. This is no way for Africa to move into the future. It's 2010 now. Many of these countries had several decades of independence. It's time for honest and open dialogue that's going to look not just this year and the political patronage system and who's going to get the contracts. It's got to look at what Zimbabwe is going to look like 100 years from now, 50 years from now, 25 years from now. This is what is at stake here. We want a more just U.S. foreign policy. We want a policy that takes into account the challenges in a country like Zimbabwe, but comes at Zimbabwe with a far more sophisticated approach than we've had in the past. We also want to encourage the Zim diaspora community. It's very important that the Zim diaspora get involved in this debate. A lot of people come to places like the United States in exile or just leave in frustration, and they cut ties with home. But home is important, and at some point you're going to want your grandchildren to go back to Zimbabwe and visit because it is the motherland. So it's important that you have a say in what's going to happen in the future. And so we're encouraging people to come out and get involved in the debate. For our American audiences, come on out and learn a lot about Zimbabwe and contribute. There's a lot that we all can learn from everybody in their everyday experiences. This is all part of the mix, but it would be great. We don't get enough information on what's going on in Africa, and the debates and discussions are usually far more sophisticated than we're led to believe in our news outlets. I encourage everybody to come out and really look into this.